Lovely. So, motor mover. 2 items. One, the handset, which is your remote control as well, and then obviously your isolation key. So, first thing you need to do is always have your mains off. Don't have your mains on when you're using your motor mover, obviously for obvious reasons. Obviously you don't want a cable attached, plus it's running off the 12 volts, so you confuse it a bit if you've got mains in. Yeah. So, isolation key in the little black cylinder there. There is a cutout so it goes in, and then it's just lock it round to turn it on.
And what is that isolating?
So this is switching on your motor mover as such. It's sending 12 volt power to your motor mover.
All right.
Okay. But everything else is done off the remote now. So, 2 buttons on. Easy as that. Now to engage it is orange and green at the top. So I'll let you do it. So I'll have that paperwork off you, don't worry about that.
Is my car safe there?
Yeah, you're fine. So, if you hold down the orange one.
This one?
Yeah, and then you want to press the green one at the top at the same time. And then let go. Now, you can hear it. So what it's doing now, it's engaging the motor mover onto the tyre for you. While it's doing that, I'm just going to wind your last leg up. Even though the collar's just making it up.
We could be learning something that's have to come on.
Yeah.
Right, just don't press anything else until I've got this done.
Not even this one?
No, not that one.
Don't press that! Don't press it! I told him.
So I normally have a drill, but he's just nicked it.
Oh.
There we go. So, there's your torque, mate. Yeah. So, once you've done that and it's engaged, obviously you can wind all your legs up and take your handbrake off. Now, if I show you, with your handbrake off, I cannot move your van. It's locked. Once that motor mover is on, it's like having the brake on. So even if you're on a hill like that, it's not going anywhere on the motor mover. Jockey wheel, just make sure you see how the jockey wheel is clear of the cutout so it can spin a full 360 degrees. Imagine if it's all the way down, the jockey wheel can't turn, so you need to have the jockey wheel free so it can move around on the mover.
Okay.
Now, you're in charge of it, but the thing to watch, there's your tow hitch. So if you turn the remote control upside down, forwards, backwards.
Yeah.
So go on, I'll let you have a play. And then when you let your finger go, she stops.
Right.
And as I say, even if you're on a hill like that, it will still control it.
Having said that, you would think that would go this way?
No. Get the angle, they're the opposites. It's which way it's travelling as such rather than that side.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, the best trick I'll show you is 2 diagonals at the same time. So if you've ever got, I don't know if your driveway is a good sharp right angle or anything, if you press the 2 diagonals at the same time,
spinning it around,
it virtually pirouettes it on the spot for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you see, when you let go, it stops.
Yes. Still
Wherever it is. Now, it is a big drain on the battery, so we won't play much more because you're probably going to want to use it up there to put it on your pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. But obviously remember, because there's a big drain on that battery,
Yes.
all you need to do is plug it back in on site and it'll recharge up that power that you've used out of the battery. But one good tip, if it ever shuts off on you, so say you'll be fine to send it from here, probably not far off down to the gate down there before you're having any issues. Obviously you couldn't drive it from here up to site, it's too far for it, so it's designed for short distances of travels.
Yeah.
If it ever shuts off, what you can do is come back to this key, turn it off, turn it back on again. It'll always give you an extra last bit of power. But on that last bit of power you've got definitely orange in the middle and red. I'll let you do that. So if you hold down orange and then red at the top, so that one, and then that one at the top.
Alright.
And then let go. Now that's disengaging it.
Okay, so that's left enough power in there to disengage it?
Yes, it'll leave you enough power. If you use it again, you'll find it's off. The other thing is, always put that on before you disengage that. Because if you're on a hill like that, the second that disengages, she's off down the hill. Yeah. So before you start, handbrake off, and then before you finish, handbrake back on.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry, it's no dramas.
So what was this one again?
We're not going on any.
So for the jockey wheel, but I'll show you that. This, believe me, this will all make so much more sense when I stick it onto the car for you. Yeah. Okay. Now with your mover, always wait. You notice the screen's flashing until it's gone back to that solid side and it's gone silent. It's finished what it's doing, and then you can turn it all off. Okay. If you start playing with the remote while it's still doing it, it's like waiting for the computer to load something and hitting loads of keys, and that it'll just take longer for it to finish its thing.
Understood.
Okay. So 2 green buttons back off. That's it, let go. There you go. And then obviously isolate your key off. That's it. So it's up to you. Some people leave the key in there, other people keep it in the car with the handset, or other people leave it inside the caravan. It's totally your choice. There's no right or wrong place to use it or anything, so it's up to you.
When do we need to make that decision?
Right now, before we leave it here,
Put it
right
there.
now.
Put it there.
All right. I'm a well-trained man. And handset, I'd either keep it in the car or the caravan. It's up to you. Obviously, you're using it for the next 3 weeks, so definitely keep it in the car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know where it is then.
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
So now, if you want to pull the car forward and start reversing in, but as long as you can get the sort of toe ball of the car about here, I'll pull the caravan up to meet you. And then we'll show you the good old hooking on and off. Well, you certainly picked the weather for it.
Oh, it's nice,
I hope this
isn't
lasts
it?
all day as
Oh,
well. No, honestly.
that's all you need, isn't it? A bit of sky, no rain. Jobs are good.
Right, so if you go forward now, forward and over here. Go, this way. Don't forget you want the Swift, you can take that.
Do you want to take the Bailey?
Look at the senator if you want, I probably shouldn't say that. I know you're looking at the wrong van, aren't you? I know, I was guessing that. Just lock it around hard now. That's it. You can have that one if you want, the boss will be happy. Right, just straighten off now. So real straight. So keep coming back. 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 That'll do. Perfect. So obviously in the real world.
Oh, that was an interesting video.
Oh yeah, well, we're filming it as well.
Love
No
it.
embarrassment for you there.
I
right
love
now.
it.
I'll edit that bit out.
It's a keeper. It's a keeper.
So that'd have been an interesting one. I was going, sure, they're taking the wrong van. So, in the real world, you'll either use your motor mover or reverse the car underneath it. I'm going to cheat in here, because I'll pull it up by hand. So.
Pick me up.
Oh yeah, you did tell me to turn something off before I come out.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
What was that?
So. Now, as long as you are somewhere near, which I'm not far off, somewhere over them black discs, over the ball, you're not too far off.
Yep.
Okay? If you want to come round this side, and I'll let you do it. So, all it is now, stabiliser hitch lifted up, main hitch lifted up, clicked up.
Yeah.
Okay, now just simply wind it down on the jockey room. That's it, other way, that's it. But keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Sit slightly off now, even if I just take your brake off, she'll just drop on. So keep going. He says. There we go. Right, clunk. That's the click you want to hear.
Yep.
Now, it does go green there and green there, but I ignore that. The best thing you can do is try and wind it back up now. So keep going. Right, do you see it lifting the car up?
Yeah.
So if you keep going more, you'll see it. You can't do any damage. Keep going.
Yeah.
So you see it lifting the car now.
Yeah.
You know 100% then the two of these are engaged. Because imagine if it wasn't, that would pop back off now.
Yes.
So 100% that is the best safety check you can do.
Yeah.
And you know that you're definitely engaged then.
Yeah.
So now obviously you can wind the jockey wheel all the way down and then up into them cutouts.
Up into the cutouts.
So you'll see the little cutouts here. So if you keep going. That now you see. So now what we'll have to do is, if you undo it on this one here. So backwards, that's it, perfect. And then you can lift it up then, he says. Okay, and then obviously we can wind it back down a bit now. So if you watch it on the bottom, I'll wind it back down a bit and then I can freely put it round now.
Yeah.
So into the cutouts.
Oh, to get that into
Yeah,
there. All right.
yeah, so it goes all the way out into them little sort of right angle cutouts.
Yeah.
Once it's all the way up then, just gently tighten it off there and then put it away. And it lives directly up behind it there, so I'll let you pull it up. That's it, and you know you got it right because it'll come all the way up that high. If it doesn't come up that high, you haven't got it quite in the right place. That's it, and then tighten it back off.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. And relatively tight, not overly, but enough. And then just check this one's nice and tight as well. Because imagine if you leave either of them loose,
Yeah.
there is a chance it'll drop down when you're travelling. Okay, happy?
Yeah.
Then, next thing, if you undo your breakaway cable, so it's just that little clip there, and unloop it from around itself. That's it. Get that one out of the way. Lovely. And then stabilise it is just a matter of pushing it on.
Alright.
So just push it down, all the way, go on, go on, go on, that's it. Then when you come to remove it, all you simply do is just pull it back off. Hup, hup. That's it.
Okay.
And then obviously for the main release, when you're winding it down, just hold up that one, and it will just pop back off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then, this style breakaway cable is always designed to go around your hitch and back on itself. Okay?
What does that do?
What this is designed for, if anything fails here, and you and the caravan separate company, what this cable does, it's got enough strength in it, it will pull your brake on, and then snap so the two of you can part companies. And then fingers crossed the caravan stops in a nice dead straight line behind it.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen that in action?
I've tested a few out, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Mainly when I've left them on the back of the catering van and pulled off in an 18-ton lorry, and all you hear is just like twing, and until you get round the back you realise you've snapped it clean in two. This is one of them. So, 13 pin, obviously for your lights and your electric, so whichever side your socket is, I think it's going to be underneath there. Yeah. And I'll pull down. Perfect. So, easiest way of describing this. Say your lid's here, it always goes in 45 degrees, turns around and sits underneath the lid. Okay? So I'll let you do that.
Okay.
So push in and then spin it round all the way so it sits square underneath the lid. They are a bit fiddly. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And that's your lights and your electric sorted. And that is it.
What about this hanging down?
What I'll do is just hook it underneath the handle there.
Alright.
Okay, and that leaves you enough slack then so you can get around the tight corners and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you happy with that? Does
Yeah.
this all make more sense now?
Yeah.
Help.
Well, yeah, it does, yeah.
Are you happy with taking it back off?
We'll give it a go.
It's everything in reverse. So the easiest way is obviously wind your jockey wheel down.
Yeah.
Obviously handbrake.
Electrical first?
Yeah, you can. It doesn't really matter what order as long as you get to the same ending. The main thing I would say is disconnect everything before you're starting to wind it up. Because imagine if you've still got your electric plugged in, I don't know, you're on a slight, you may have forgotten to put your handbrake on. The last thing you want to do is pull that cable apart because they're a pain in the backside to put back together. So
handbrake's on.
yeah, obviously then disconnect everything. So take your breakaway cable off, take your electrics off,
Yeah.
then drop your jockey wheel down, and obviously lift your stabiliser up, wind it, and just simply hold the handle and pop them back off. She'll come.
Alright. Should we do it?
Yeah, if you want to do it, by all means. By all means. Go on then, give it a go.
Have a go.
I'll tell you what, I'll put everything back as it would have been.
Yeah.
So you got to your pitch now and you're taking it off.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Okay. Right, I'm going to take that off.
That's it. That's all.
Widen this down?
Yeah, don't forget, lower it on the handle first.
Yeah.
So if you undo that one and then lower it to the floor.
Okay.
That's it, and then tighten it back up. Lovely.
Right.
Then you've still got breakaway cable to undo. And then if you take your stabiliser off now, you'll be able to loop that back round where I had it. So if you pull her off, that's it. And then what I tend to do is just loop the cable round and pin it back on itself underneath there.
Yeah.
It's out the way as such then. Some people will put it up here on your jockey wheel, but I find it gets in your way then.
Okay.
Now, obviously, now all you need to do is hold that up and wind it off.
Lift that up.
Yep. And then wind the jockey wheel as well. That's it.
Okay, so now
Keep
we're
winding.
lifting it off.
Keep winding. Keep winding. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Off she
Yeah.
comes.
Nice.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah?
Go back
Yeah.
on again.
Yeah.
Happy?
What I will do though, I'll just pull it forward a slight bit more.
Yeah.
There you go. It should drop straight on first time. So, remember when you're hooking it back on, main hitch lifted up so it's clipped up. If you don't lift this up, all it will do, it will sit, imagine there's the ball there, it will just sit sort of on the edge of it rather than it actually going up. So that's it, perfect. And then just wind it down.
Yeah. And that's on, is it?
Yeah, leave your handbrake on. You obviously want your handbrake on because if you're on a hill, she'll be off. But once it's clunked on, as such, and you're secure it's on, you're free to take your handbrake. Keep going, there you go, perfect.
That's that.
Yeah, and then first safety check.
Right, so we're going to lift it up again, see if the car rises.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's it. And then it just, especially because you're new to it, believe me, I know how you feel, because I remember them days. The first time you go, you will not take your eyes off it in the mirror. And every time you hit a bump and it leans and rocks and rolls, you'll be, until your confidence grows with having it on. Where at least if you've done this like this,
Yes.
you know at least you've got no issues here. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of keeping an eye on what's coming up and what's on the road around you.
Okay, so now we need to lift this up, don't
Yeah,
we?
so yeah, it's in the cutouts as well, perfect.
Well done.
That's it, Mine do that and then you can pull her up.
Yeah. How does it come out of the cutouts? At what point does that happen? When it just whizzing round, is it?
Yeah, all it is if you don't tighten it up into there and it's down, as you're driving down the road, it will slowly work its way down to the floor. And eventually, when it gets to the floor, all you'll hear is this almighty scraping sound behind
Yeah,
it as
I
you're dragging it down the road.
Yeah. But obviously we got it into the cutouts. Is there
Yeah.
any point that you have to take it out of the cutouts?
Yeah, obviously when you're winding it down, you will want it out. Remember, if you're using your motor mover, it's up in them cutouts, it can't move around as such.
I see.
So obviously the only time
Okay.
you want it in the cutouts
Yeah.
is when you're travelling with it as such.
Yeah.
Obviously when you're on site, it doesn't matter where it is as long as it's free so it can move around when you're using your motor mover.
Okay.
Okay?
So
Yeah, that's it, perfect.
yeah.
So you can't, it doesn't really matter what order. You can take your handbrake off now, you can attach your breakaway cable, it doesn't matter. I'll just come up to a routine so you know you've done everything.
Yeah. So that needs to go down now.
Yeah, push it down.
Okay, and then we go.
So loop around the hitch. So over the front, that's it, and then back on itself and clip it back to itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely.
This one.
Yeah.
So remember 90 degrees, that's it.
Okay.
Perfect. What you may want to do is, if you loop that round before, it's
Yeah.
easier to put it round.
Got you.
And then last thing,
Handbrake.
hey! That's it then. So down, remember down for off.
Just push
Yeah,
it.
all the way down. Go on, push, 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 push.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
Well done.
Okay.
Yes.
So now all you need to do
done.
is check your lights.
Good.
So if you want to fire the lights on in the car, I'll show the other half because it's more likely going to be you looking at him while
Yeah.
he's switching the lights on. So if you put all your side lights on first for us,
Shall I stop this?
well you can keep it going if you
So-
want, and then you can see what we're looking at.
Yeah?
Yeah, so perfect. So what you're looking for, there's two marker lights at the front.
Oh, yes.
One on that side, one on this side.
Yep.
And then if you go down that way and I'll go down this way, you should have had lovely orange marker lights down the side.
Yep.
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 Same on my side, and then at
Yep.
the back, you've got two at the top,
Ah, great.
and then your two on the back here.
Okay.
Okay?
Got you?
So they're all on.
Yep.
So, indicators.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Brakes. Yep. Reverse. Yep.
Ah.
And then rear fog. Don't know where that is. Hey!
Oh, full house.
That's it, full house.
Lovely.
As easy as that.
Super.
There you go. So that's
Thank
all
you
you're
very
looking
much. Great. Oh, double flashes. Yeah, we've made
two
note.
flashes.
Yes.
for.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to pop your step in and close your skylight because I know it's still open.
Yes, I was going to say we were going into that. Thank you. Well done.
So I just take my parking sensors off, I think.